My truck, my beer, my guns.
It's the Alan Cox Show
on 100.7 WMMS.
A few minutes away from another $1,000. Be listening for that keyword to go fund yourself. I think this week and next week might be the last a couple of weeks for you to win, but between then and now, there's no shortage of opportunities for you to do that. You get them just about once an hour. So listen for all those keywords. Next one, literally a few minutes away here. If you want to watch the show, of course, you can do that at alancoxshow.com. Thank you to Horace Bedank for helping out back there in the video department today. Cavaliers coming off a big win in Indianapolis against the Pacers last night, 122-103. They are back here at home tonight and Wednesday. They're here at home. They're going to play the Wizards tonight. Who do the Wizards have? John Wall.
No, Bradley Beal.
Who?
John Wall's on the Clippers now. Bradley Beal. That's their big guy.
Bradley Beal. Is that Beal with two L's?
It's like the way...
Is it Bradley with two B's?
It's like the way that... it's spelled like B-I-L-L, but it's the way that Wilhelmina says Bill.
Beal.
Hey, Beal.
Boy, we haven't heard from Wilhelmina in a long time.
Is she dead?
I don't know. I hope that she's all right. It would be terrible if...
I bet you would sound sick today.
I don't know what you're talking about, but listen, if you're into the Cavaliers, and I certainly hope that you are, because they're out there killing it.
I think I'm going to be at the game on Saturday. The Bulls game that you had to bail on because you're not a dedicated fan or something. Is that what it was?
They decided to undercut me and, unbeknownst to them, and schedule the daddy-daughter dance.
Oh, that's right.
For this Saturday night,
and your
thereby pulling the rug out from under my daughter's first Bulls game here in Cleveland.
And your daughter didn't want to go to the Bulls game. She wanted to go to the dance.
Well, I gave her the option. Yeah. But boy, did I really try to steer her toward the ball game. Really tried to steer her. I go, oh, remember we went to see the baseball game and how fun that was? I go, to be like that with basketball. We'll be able to touch the ceiling because, they give us great tickets here at iHeart. And but then, listen, when word came down, because all of her friends are going to be at the daddy-daughter dance with their dads. And so no shock there, and I'm happy to do it. Happy to take her. Be her running around with her friends every so often. She'll come over to me, home base. Mm-hmm. Then she'll go right back out there and run around with her friends. And that's fine. My older daughter, when she was little, we went to these every year. I never missed one. So that'll be this Saturday while Bill is at the game.
Yeah. I'm doing a little appearance beforehand, which I'll have details on soon.
Oh, you can't say yet?
Yeah, well, I know it's me, the Caesar Sportsbook. Oh. Just want to make sure I get all the
That's
details.
where they make the salads.
That's right. You bet on salads. Are they going to have croutons? Are they going to have salmon?
Hey, my favorite of all my Super Bowl bets are going to be prop bets. And so one of them is going to eventually be, what kind of salad are they serving in the VIP lounge? Because why not? What color is the Gatorade going to be? Now, granted, I do my betting, of course, on FanDuel. My betting is pretty heavy duty because I allow myself a pretty sizable entertainment budget. So I enjoy the prop bets. What do I care who scores the first touchdown? That might be more your thing. I put my money on what color is the Gatorade going to be that gets poured over the winning coach.
The over-under on the national anthem.
Over-under on the national anthem. Who's performing the national anthem? Do we know?
I don't know.
I think we do. I think it's a country person.
Okay. Well, there are plenty of them around. It's not the guy that we love so much. The stars were all there, and the rockets were all there, and the things were all there, and this guy.
Hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars were so gallantly there, as though rockets were there, and the twilight's last gleaming, and the rocket's red glare were so gallantly there. Burst stripes were all there, and the rockets were there.
He doesn't give up. It's that stick-to-itiveness that he's singing the anthem. He knows in that moment what a disservice he's doing to his country, to his nation. That right there, worse than 9/11 in this guy's mind.
The national anthem's going to be sung by Chris Stapleton, which
Yes.
I thought it would have been more appropriate if it was Zach Brown Band because they're so well known for doing covers.
Yeah, they could do Francis Scott Key's version of the Star Spangled Banner. And then they could Zach Brown Band could get out there, do a little Star Spangled Banner, and then do a medley with Black Hole Sun, and then, Seven Nation Army, all the stuff they like, all the hits. All right, Chris Stapleton, that's no small potatoes. I like that guy.
No, he's great.
But again, my bets will be prop bets. They'll be...
do you think he's going to do a long one, though?
I don't.
Do you think he's going to kind of run?
He's a humble guy.
I think he wants to get it over with. Mm-hmm. Pretty standard. It's the divas that want to get out there and show off.
Yeah.
Chris Stapleton, not a show off.
He's going to put a little heart into it and just get it done.
Yeah. A little Tennessee whiskey in his voice. Mm-hmm. Let me give you some money here. You can do with it whatever you see fit. You can do what I do and put $1,000 on Blue Gatorade. Or you can just sock it away. You can go fund yourself. Listen closely and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword BANK at WMMS.com. That's BANK. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
You can leave us messages if you listen on the iHeartRadio app. You don't have to be a bureau chief, obviously, to leave us messages. But if you listen on the app, you can.
Hey, Alan, you should probably just start hanging up on people, especially.
Okay. That was a good. That was a good suggestion.
Especially, you should hang on. Hang up on.
I've got some sperm news for you if you want that.
Sperm news.
When I'm looking for sperm news, or rather when it's presenting itself to me, I'm always looking for something that's going to eventually make everyone happy. And maybe this is it. The scientists that have created a drug that makes people super horny. Now, there are people who are like, oh, there's already all kinds of supplements you can take. You can take horny goat weed. You can take valerian root. All this
they got
crap.
all stuff at the gas station.
All this crap that has zero evidence that it actually works, or it's just nothing more than hyper caffeine or whatever.
Oysters isn't that supposed to be one
on the half shell? Yeah. Aphrodisiacs.
Aphrodisiac.
Ground rhino horn. Yeah. Well, I only know about this because. Or was only turned on to this, if you'll allow a small pun, because my wife's cousin, the Doogie Howser of the family, this guy went to college at like 14 or something, and he went to Imperial College in London, which is no small shakes. He still lives in London and does research for them. But out of Imperial College came this group of scientists that have been trying to distill this hormone that is naturally found in the human body. And they're trying to distill it with the hopes of mass producing it because it's going to be a quantum leap in people being horny. Hey. Now, is that something in an age of dwindling resources, rapidly changing climate? There's arguments as to whether or not the planet is actually overpopulated. But is it wise, and knowing how fully responsible people are when it comes to family planning, is this a good move to make people, they can take something, make them wildly horny, men and women, by the way, who obviously have, they say, differing levels of libido.
No, I've never heard that.
Yes, you have. No, you've said it.
I've never
You've
said
explained
that.
it to us.
No. You're thinking of something.
Why did I take the Mary Santora 4-hour course at the Learning Annex about female libido. Why did I spend my $250 on that?
Because you make poor decisions.
But you did give everybody a nice tote bag.
I did. Canvas.
I recall it being satin. Nevertheless.
That was the inside.
Oh.
Because of your libido.
The inside was satin.
You need a satin
right.
canvas tote bag.
That's right.
To control your horny levels.
Uh-huh. So, yeah, if there's a pill that goes out in the next couple of years, because these things don't happen overnight, there's a pill that goes out that is proven to work and make people super horny, because it'll probably affect everybody differently. That's one more thing we're going to have to look out for. One more thing I guess you ladies are going to have to look out for.
What's the point of this?
Armies of super horny men and women, but again, women have far more to fear from horny men than vice versa.
I can't control my horny level.
What's what?
What's the point? What benefits is this? Like, how are they packaging this to sell it as like, here's all the great things?
Well, you don't have, this sells itself. You don't have to sell a horny pill to people. It sells itself.
This is for like, is it targeted toward older demographics? We're like, hey, you've
I'm sure
lost
it is.
your spark.
People who have, yeah.
Okay.
Because what does Ryan Berglund say when he's in here? He goes, a lot of times it's got nothing to do with your physical abilities. It has to do with your libido.
Yeah.
And this would address that. You know, we get calls from guys we do Is It Red, and we have another one coming up soon. We have calls from guys that go, hey, I've been married for like 30 years, and I'm wondering if I'm having a hard time having sex with my wife. He's like, yeah, because you've been married to her for 30 years. If like a 22-year-old girl walked in the room, you'd have no problem at all. So it's your libido. It's not your penile rigidity, which I assume is a measure of something. But I'm always more interested in what the adverse effects will be of anything that's released onto an unsuspecting public. Because we're now awash in, we always were awash in big farm ads, but now it's kind of like all you see are big farm ads. And I always listen most intently to the side effects. Because, first of all, it's a laundry list. They just have to do it for legalese. And they really run the gamut, you know? Side effects include suicidal thoughts and death. You go, oof. There's another one they go, the most common side effect was the common cold. And you go, okay. You know, I can get it up, but, my nose isn't the only thing dripping.
Hey, gross.
at that point. But, so whatever the potential adverse side effects are of this, I don't know what that's going to be. But they're really working hard on it, if you will. Over in South Korea, I think we used to have a bureau chief in South Korea. I don't know if Dan is still over there. I don't think that he is. Remember Dan? He was our bureau chief. We ran into him in a couple of bar crawls years ago. I think he was a Marine that was doing work over in South Korea. He's an engineer or something. But he was our one bureau chief in South Korea. And for a long, long time, South Korea had a ban on sex dolls from other countries. I don't know if they wanted them homegrown. I don't know if it was like a puritanical thing. I don't know. But the government of South Korea, for whatever reason, have ended their ban on importing full-body sex dolls. I don't know if the ban was specifically on the full-body ones. You know, like before that, the ban was on the full-body ones, but you could still order like, Jenna Jameson's crotch. I don't, Some guys just want to go in and something, they just want the butt and the
The middle.
They just want the middle, right?
Armpits to crack.
Not even that. Not even the torso. You can order the torso. No, they don't even care about the boobs. They just want some hindquarters that they can penetrate. It's dishwasher safe. You can hose it out, whatever you want to do. But they have ended this ban on sex dolls, which is great news for sex doll manufacturers in this country. Because, when you have a market that is cut off to you, that's no good. So they've come around to the conclusion that they're like, long as these are in people's private spaces and they don't guess one of their requests is that they don't undermine human dignity. I don't know what the hell that has to do. I would think your dignity's already been undermined when you're banging a rubber torso, but you do what you want to do. You go ahead and do it. There's no shortage of companies in this country that will manufacture very, very realistic dolls for you. But the bottom line is you're still banging a giant piece of latex and rubber. And if you can get your head around that. And there's always an uncanny valley vibe to them, too. That, you look at the face and you're like, oh, okay. A lot of these dudes might not be looking at the face, might not even need a face.
Or they're so used to looking at weird stuff online, they're like, this is what I'm into now.
Yeah. I wanted her to have tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
So for a long time in South Korea, you could buy a domestically made sex doll, but those were considered to be inferior quality. And plus, you have to assume that if you're in South Korea, maybe you don't want an Asian sex doll. Maybe you don't want somebody who looks like you. Maybe you go, I want a blonde. You can get them customized, I guess. That's what I've heard, is that you can get them customized.
So it says.
The story I'm reading here, that you can customize. Anyway, there's your sperm news first. Sperm news. So congratulations, South Korea. And if Dan is still over there, mazel tov to you.
All I can ever think about is having to clean up afterward.
I have to take a break. If you want to text 35192,